Hey guys, it's Piper, being flawless as always. I thought for today's video I'd tell you guys a little bit about growing up as a gay child and, you know, how it was for me growing up, because obviously all of that has led up to all of this. So, I mean, why not fill you guys in? A lot of times when people do drag, one of the first questions is, oh, well, how does your family feel about it, or, you know, your parents specifically? And, fortunately, I have a very good support system for that. Well, okay, let's rewind some more. So here's how I knew from a very young age that I was going to grow up to be a drag queen. So my favorite movie growing up was The Wizard of Oz, because I thought Dorothy was the freaking ticket. Like, not only did I want her shoes, but like, she could obviously just walk down the road and pick up all these guys like it's no big deal, and like, who doesn't want that life? For real. I would seriously dress up like her around my house, and my mom thought it was the funniest thing or whatever, and even my grandma got a kick out of it, but my dad was not having it. My parents have been divorced since I was really young, so, you know, when I was with my mom, she'd let me dress up, and then when I go to my dad's, I'd have to, like, you know, not even talk about it, because my dad obviously wanted his son to act like a guy. I remember there was even a time where I was at my dad's house, and I wanted to dress up as a girl so bad. I was in the bathroom. I don't even know what I had on, but I was dressed up in something. And then I hear a knock on the door, and it's my dad, and he's like, "Are you dressing up in there?" And I was like, "No," and I took everything off, like, so friggin' fast. I wish I could get out of drag that fast now. Not only that, but my dad is also very religious. Specifically, a Jehovah's Witness. And that was a major part of my life growing up. My mom, not so much. She used to be, and then strayed away from that whole thing. I could obviously be more myself around my mom growing up than I could with my dad. However, because of the strict religious influence that I had on my dad's side, I was always like really afraid of doing anything that was like outwardly gay, or even admitting to myself that I was gay for the longest time, like until I was probably junior high, actually, junior high. And having a strict religious upbringing really confused me a lot and kind of set back a lot of what I could have figured out sooner had I been able to, I guess, have a normal childhood. But whatever, I still turned out alright. Obviously, my mom knew from the time I was real young that she was going to grow up to have a gay child, and she accepted it. And when I told her a few years ago, she was like, "I already knew, I was just waiting for you to tell me." And it was no big deal. But my dad, however, it was a completely different story. My dad lives in another state, so I don't always see him. And, you know, when I do see him, I'd always want it to be like a great time. And, you know, coming out to my dad, I knew would put a dampener on whatever, you know, vacation I was with him on. So, trying to find the right time to tell him never really presented itself. And of course, there's really no right time to do that, especially when you know kind of what the outcome's going to be. Growing up, and even now, as a 21-year-old, it's always, you know, been a mission of mine to make my parents proud. And as a son, you know, you really want to make your dad proud. Like, I tried so hard when I was in elementary school. I remember in 6th grade, I joined the basketball team. That was the biggest mistake in my life, because I made one basket the entire year. Is that what they're called? Baskets? Whatever. I even tried to play baseball one year, and then I was practicing, and like the baseball hit me in the eye, and I was like scarred, and I was like, nope, I can't do this. My dad would like take me to hockey games, baseball games, everything, you know, to try to like instill that father-son, you know, athletic bond that, you know, most dads and sons have, but it just never happened. Like, we could never really connect on that kind of level, and he tried. Bless his heart, he tried. So my dad's never really understood the things that I've been into, because I did like fine art stuff like choir and theater and like all that stuff, and he never really got it, but he always tried. And, you know, he was always more into like the manly stuff, building and sports and fishing, I don't know, that kind of stuff, and I was just like, but anyways, back on track. You know, as a son, I want to be able to make both of my parents proud, and I feel like, you know, obviously my dad doesn't even know that I do drag, and I guess I hope that maybe someday he'd be able to appreciate it, or be proud that this is something that I'm like really good at, or, I mean, obviously I'm still getting better, but something that with time I could be like really awesome at. And I would just hope that he'd be proud of me for that. Like, realistically speaking, it's probably not gonna happen. If I can't even talk to my dad about the fact that I'm gay, how could I talk to him about how I dress up as a girl and prance around and make tips? You know what I mean? Like, it's whatever. My mom, of course, is proud of me. She tells me all the time, and she's my biggest supporter, and I love her so dearly, and am so grateful every day that I have somebody like her in my life. She's come to my drag shows before, my stepdad too, like they're both really, really awesome with that. My dad and I still have a good relationship, we get along, talk regularly, but obviously there's that certain territory of the gay thing that I can never really talk to him about because to him it's wrong, and I, you know, it's kind of like the elephant in the room that we just never discuss. I don't mean to be all sappy and emotional, but I hope that one day my dad can, even if he doesn't support exactly what it is that I do, I hope that he'll be happy for me and then in some way be proud, because I do work really hard. This is something that I feel like I am good at now and can be amazing at in years, you know, and I want to make my parents proud, you know, so anyways, enough of the emotional, sappy crap. Quick change of topic. To update you guys on my whole getting pulled over in drag thing, which if you didn't see that video yet, you should watch it. I went to court, and I had to pay $200. Love life. Hashtag. In other news, you guys may have seen that RuPaul and World of Wonder and Logo, or whoever else, has announced that Season 6 of RuPaul's Drag Race is now casting. Just saying. Also, I just checked and realized that I'm almost at 800 subscribers. Like, holy cow, I feel like I just had 700, so this is really exciting. I'm about to be at 1,000, and as I mentioned in my last video, feel free to leave me some ideas for what I should do for my Hooray 1,000 subscribers video, because I should probably do something pretty cool for that one. I mean, that's a pretty big, what's the word? Achievement? You get what I'm saying. In the meantime, stay flawless as always, no regrets, just love, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Alright, bye.